What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're actually going to talk about some additional new stimulus payments. These are payments that are now starting to come out. These are coming from different states. We are now seeing that states are pushing additional money out to their residents. The good news is that you may be part of it. Now, we're going to talk about one state that's giving $1,000 per family. We're going to talk about another state that's giving $1,500 tax credits simply for having a place to live. So yes, this is good news. This could mean more money in your pocket. Now, why are we starting to see more reports on additional stimulus? I thought we were done with stimulus in 2023. Well, the answer is no. Here's one of the reasons why. What we are now hearing is that some people are extremely worried that there's another wave of inflation coming. And this is going to cause more and more issues simply because we are seeing higher energy costs. And prices are going up for food, some places for housing, and it's getting worse. So, experts say we need to do more for our people. Now, I will get to more on that in just a second, but all I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Now, we have known for some time that President Biden and the Biden administration, they are trying to do what they can to help out the American people. Some say they're not doing enough. Some say they're spending too much money. But what the Biden administration is doing is trying to lower your expenses. They're not necessarily trying to just go out there and give you more money. Yeah, it would be great if every time you need more money, the government said, hey, here you go. Here's an extra $200-300. That's not the way the government works. What the government will do is it will find ways to reduce your expenses. Just like this. The Biden Education Department is taking the next step to get broad student loan forgiveness to millions of borrowers. This is something that President Biden has promised. This is something that he is trying to do. Are we going to get up to $10,000 for every single person in student loan forgiveness? Probably not. Is it going to get close? It could. But what we do know is if this doesn't work, he's going to find another way to go about it. So that's one form of more federal stimulus that we're about to see, but there's other stuff that is coming as well. Now, first thing I want to discuss before we get into more of the stimulus payments and which states are sending out checks and which states are considering it for the future, I want to just talk about the more broad stimulus or the additional payments that we're going to see. And this is actually coming for everybody that is receiving SNAP benefits. As of October 1st, 2023, so we're about 30 days away, okay? We're a little more than 30 days away. Anyway, we are actually going to see a cost of living adjustment for SNAP beneficiaries. What we do know is that we are going to have the updated figure on that very soon, but all states, okay, all states, well, 48 states, and so the maximum allotments, they're going to go up for all 48 states, including Washington, D.C. Now, there is one state, though, that is actually going to see a decrease to their SNAP benefits for 2023 and 2024. That is Hawaii. Okay, so if you live in Hawaii, unfortunately, your SNAP benefits are going to see a decrease. Good news, though, I guess this is good news. They're saying that the minimum benefit for the 48 states is $23. So if you qualify, you will at least get $23 per month. Now, the fiscal year starts on October 1st. Just because it starts on October 1st doesn't mean we have to wait till October 1st to see what the cost of living adjustment figures are going to be. We're going to have that over the next couple of weeks. So as soon as we get that, I promise I will fill you in on those numbers. Now, let's talk about stimulus for a second. And the reason why I want to talk about stimulus and some of these new programs that are popping up, or guaranteed income programs, or whatever you want to call them, is because states still have billions and billions of dollars. I believe the last figure was a little bit under $100 billion that states have at their disposal that they can give to their residents as part of the pandemic relief funds, the $350 billion that they received a couple years ago. With that said, states are looking at different ways to provide this funding. Some are going to give you a tax rebate. Some are going to go and do something like an education credit. They're going to give you money for buying school supplies. Or in this case, people in Santa Clara, California, they're actually setting aside $4 million. And it's a program that's going to last 2 years. Okay? Here's what happens. They're giving away $1,200. It's going to be a multi-phase guaranteed income program. Okay, so people that get this, it's $1,200 per month, not per year. It's per month. Now it's not going out to a lot of people, but they're phasing it in. The first thing that they're doing is it's going to help out foster youth. So if you are, I believe if you were, aged out of the foster care program, I believe that is how you qualify for this for the first part, and that is starting in the next month. Okay, actually starts this month, but starting in the spring of 2024, younger moms are also going to be included. In the summer of 2024, people that were it says justice involved individuals, they will be included, and then in the summer of 2025, high school seniors, but those that are homeless, they will be included into this program as well, which will get an additional $1,200. Now, I want to read you something else. This is something that we're seeing quite a bit. Okay, it says Kansas has $1,000 grants for school supplies, tutoring, and expenses. Here's how to apply. Now, it says the statewide program could help thousands of Kansas children with $1,000 grants to pay for back-to-school supplies and other education expenses, but not enough families know about the program yet. Here's the deal. Right now, it doesn't matter if you're from Kansas, you're from from Florida, from California, from Hawaii. It doesn't matter where you're from. What you need to keep in mind is that every single state has some form of relief. And it might not be your specific city or county, but every single state has millions of dollars that is allocated for some form of relief. The problem is the majority of people don't know about it, and the state is not out there purposely pushing it, because if nobody uses that funding, they can take that money and use it for something else. So that's one of the reasons why states, cities, and counties are not just completely pushing these programs to try to spend the money as fast as possible, because they kind of want to hold on to it. But that's not the only state. Look at this. 140,000 Marylanders may qualify for forgotten tax credits. Now, what you need to keep in mind about this is that you got to apply by October 1st. October 1st is the deadline. Now, I want to show you who this is going to. Look at this. It says to qualify, renters need to be over 60 and 100% disabled, or under 60 years old with a dependent under 18 living with them and did not receive federal or state housing subsidies in the previous year. Homeowners must have a net worth of less than $200,000 and not including their home and a combined household income under $60,000. There is no age limit to apply for the homeowner's property tax credit. So, just to give you an idea, last year, 37,000 homeowners received an average of $1,500 in a tax relief credit, and 6,000 renters received an average of $450 in tax relief. And combined, people received over $58 million, according to the reports. That's quite a bit, $58 million, all right? Now, it doesn't end there either, okay? That is in Maryland. Now let's jump over to Connecticut. Look at this. So this is actually from the Office of Policy and Management from the state of Connecticut. Okay, you can go to portal.ct.gov and you can find this. But it says renters rebate for elderly disabled renters tax relief program. Renters rebate hotline, the application period ends October 1st. You can see right here, says state law provides a reimbursement program for Connecticut renters who are elderly or totally disabled and whose incomes do not exceed certain limits. Persons renting an apartment or room or living in cooperative housing or a mobile home may be eligible for this program. Renter's rebate can be up to $800 for married couples and $700 for single persons. Now, this is just another state. Another state sending out additional money. Why? It's simple. We are seeing the American people, we're seeing the residents, we're seeing citizens struggle to put food on the table, keep a roof over their head, keep medication coming that they need, absolutely need to just live. And so, what are we doing? Well, we know we're not going to get a big handout from the federal government. They're not going to come over and say, hey, I see you're struggling. Here's $700. Use it as you wish. They're not going to do that. They're going to try to cut expenses. All right? We've already seen the Biden administration just the other day. They released their list, initial list of 10 medications they're going to reduce the cost of. Right? It's such a burden to go and pay for medication. So what's the Biden administration doing? Well, they're going to try to reduce that cost, bring down the prices. They're going to go negotiate prices. Okay? So that's something that the Biden administration is doing. They're also going to provide some relief for student loan borrowers. That's another one. And so when you hear that the Biden administration is doing it, they are bringing down costs even though inflation is going back up. What they're talking about is even though inflation is ticking up, because of the things that they've negotiated, because of the bills that they passed over the past couple of years, that is going to help, but it's going to take some time. So, just wanted to fill you in on what's happening at this time. There are a lot of discussions for additional stimulus, additional money coming out to the American people. However, it is going to be slow. And the reason it's going to be slow is because some states are extremely worried that if inflation does come back, they want to keep as much money in-house so that then they can decide who should get it and who would absolutely need it. So that's where we're at this time. Again, if you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.